Hi guys, this is Paul with Tweaktown. We're here at Storage Visions 2014. We're sitting down with Mohammad Moshref. He's with Huawei. It's kind of a not as well-known name as you guys should be in the storage industry. Right now, I noticed a few weeks ago, it might have been around a month, I read an article from Gartner that said you guys are the fastest growing PCIe SSD manufacturer in the world. Can you give us a few words about that?
Yeah. Thanks, Paul, for having me on your show.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. Huawei, if you don't mind, I'll give a very brief overview of the Huawei, so that way our audience will know. Huawei historically started as a carrier and telco. Around 2000, 1999, they started their storage business as an R&D division, and from 2000, we ramped up to the fiber channel, a 4 gig fiber channel, and we keep coming up with a great product. Answering your question regarding PCIe, you're absolutely correct. Our PCIe SSD card, which is MLC implementation of it, it is one of the fastest cards against Fusion IO, Micron, Intel. And not only is the fastest, we also have one of the lowest latency against acceleration engines applications such as OLTP, SQL, NoSQL, MySQL, etc.
Absolutely, and a lot of times latency performance can be much more important in latency-sensitive applications such as VDI environments, things like that. It can be more important than bandwidth, but you guys also provide some pretty great bandwidth and read speeds. Could you tell us a little bit about the speeds of your latest product?
Yes, the IOPS, when it comes to random writes and reads, we can reach up to 760,000.
Wow.
That's huge, with the 2.4 terabyte and 1.2 terabyte versions. On the 800 gig for a smaller server environment, it still, by the way, has a great performance. It's 560.
Wow. So
that's your read-write performance for 800 gig.
Very good. And you guys are using standard MLC NAND, which is becoming more commonplace in the industry, and that also helps to do a lot to keep the price down to where it's a palatable price point. Because at the end of the day, it is all about deploying the best solution from a TCO perspective. So how do you guys feel that you're competitive? How do you rank against other competitors in the market when it comes to pricing?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Paul. As you mentioned, MLC, that help us to give the customer the best price performance. I would say compared to Fusion IO, LSI, or Micron or Intel, based on the performance that we have, I could also say we are 25% cheaper.
Wow.
Right. So, I mean, like the 1.2 terabyte, if with the promotion that we're going to have, by the way, starting this week, you can buy the 1.2 terabyte about almost 4K.
Wow, that's a great price.
Yeah.
And that, coupled with that great performance, explains that has a lot to do, I'm sure, with the explosive growth that you guys have been experiencing right now. And I also understand that you guys aren't using a typical ASIC with their cards right now. They use an FPGA. Can you explain some of the benefits of doing that?
Right. Thank you for mentioning that. So the implementation of FPGA, actually our architecture, it is really two boards. So the way we have done it, basically humping, you hump from the main motherboard to the sister motherboard. So we have one FPGA in the main motherboard and two FPGA on the sister motherboards. The reason for that is because of the change of technology in SSD and PCIe, we wanted to have the control over the changes.
Absolutely.
And also, in case the customer wants a specific implementation, for example, Facebook or LinkedIn, we are able to go and tune it for their environment.
And this is designed and developed by your company internally.
Correct.
So that's also a great aspect of that. And FPGAs, so they provide you a little bit more flexibility and performance-wise compared to standard ASICs. How would that rate as well?
The performance is as good as the ASIC. The only thing is, of course, with the ASIC versus FPGA, as you know, with ASIC you can put all the three FPGA in one ASIC. Obviously, it will reduce your cost in the long run. But what it does, also, you have to have a huge volume. Yeah. So you have to at least over 100K of volumes to go to ASIC. By the way, currently we do have the prototype ASIC that is being designed in Santa Clara R&D divisions. That we're going to have that in my hand. Hopefully, I can work with you to give you the prototype to test.
Absolutely.
With the ASIC type.
That'd be great. We'd love to take a look at it.
Yes.
So Huawei is a very big company overall. You guys are actually a division of them, correct? But you guys also have some experience in the IC area and semiconductor design. Can you give us a little word about that and what else other than storage your division does?
Right. So Huawei Enterprise, it has two focus: a storage and networking product. And by the way, the networking product and storage, all the chipset is designed and manufactured by Huawei. As I mentioned to you offline, we were talking. Huawei has a division of chips design divisions in China. So we are very focused on our chip design. The reason we have a better price performance, because we design the chipsets ourselves, the ASIC is ours, the controller is us. We control the cost, but also we control the performance.
That's great, and that way you can kind of tailor these solutions for whatever applications your customers desire, and you don't need to order 100,000 of them in order to get something specialized for their needs.
That's true.
Excellent. Well, that's great, and with Gartner highlighting the fact that they're the fastest growing storage company right now in the world, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more news from you guys as the year progresses. I'd like to thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Paul, for having me.